People teach history like it's a neat story with a beginning and an end. But every so often you stumble on something that refuses to fit the story. And that moment changes everything. Graham Hancock leans in and says we're looking at traces of something lost.
There's another piece which it's hard to describe. It's like a wheel, but nobody knows what it is. I've never seen a satisfactory explanation for this.
Do you know what it's called?
I can't remember.
Jamie's a wizard.
Yes, top left. That's the one.
That's the crack in the story we all ignore. Now imagine those gaps aren't small mistakes, but clues. Fingerprints of a past we've already forgotten. Experts shrug, textbooks move on, and the quiet evidence sits waiting. If one object can break the story, what else is hiding in plain sight?
There's another piece which it's hard to describe, but it's got a series of 3 flanges that come across. It's like a wheel, but nobody knows what it is, and it's cut out of incredibly hard rock, or cut or shaped in some way. I've never seen a satisfactory explanation for this thing. I wish I could call up a picture, but I don't know.
Do you know what it's called?
I can't remember.
Jamie's a wizard at finding things.
Yes, top left. That's the one.
That?
When I first saw that in the Saqqara Museum, it's carved from schist. This thing is hard.
They're describing a strange carved stone object with 3 flange-like shapes, almost like a wheel, but not quite anything conventional. It's made from incredibly hard rock, which makes the craftsmanship even more baffling. No clear explanation, no consensus, just pure mystery sitting in a museum, like it belongs to another timeline.
And when I first saw that in the Saqqara Museum, I thought, how on earth did they do this? Why isn't this a big mystery? Why isn't this being seen as a mystery? Because
that looks like a piece of an engine.
It does, doesn't it? It looks
that looks like something I'd find on my Land Cruiser.
Yeah. It looks like part of something else. We're finding a bit of something larger.
Wow. That looks like, to me, like some part of some kind of machine.
Yeah.
Imagine standing in a museum looking at an object that seems oddly modern, almost like a mechanical engine part. It doesn't feel ancient or symbolic. It feels engineered. That's what throws them off. It looks so familiar that it blurs the line between archaeology and machinery, like something ripped out of a vehicle and placed behind glass with no explanation.
The Sabu Disc, an ancient Egyptian artifact from the First Dynasty, 3000 to 2800 BC. Found in 1936 in how do you say that? Saqqara?
Saqqara, yeah.
Saqqara necropolis in Mastaba?
Mastaba S311. Those are sort of tombs which have got 2 levels.
What an incredible piece.
It is an incredible piece.
I had never seen that before.
And there it is, First Dynasty. And of course, you can't actually date the object itself. So they're dating it from context. What they're saying is that it was found in a First Dynasty context, but it may have been a legacy even then. It may have been an old object even then. We just don't know that. But it's at least
date it.
Exactly. But it's at least that old.
This part turns into a full-on breakdown of the object's identity and origin. Joe shifts from confusion to investigation, questioning its function and then landing on the conventional explanation. The so-called Sabu Disc, an ancient Egyptian artifact, but instead of settling things, that answer actually deepens the mystery, because even its classification and purpose remain uncertain.
They think it was used in brewing beer as a mash rake to mix and even out the mixture of grains and hot water in a big mash ton. I don't know what that means.
I don't know either, but I would have thought that if that was your project, you could do it without carving schist into that.
Click on that thing. What is the mysterious Egyptian disc? Wow. That's wild.
Yeah, it really is.
That is such a specific shape. Like, if you're going to just use that to make beer, it seems weird.
The focus shifts from what the object is to how it could possibly have been made. Graham highlights the extreme difficulty of carving something so precise from a single block of stone, tying it into broader mysteries of ancient Egypt like massive stone construction. That opens the door to the idea of lost or misunderstood technology, and frustration with experts who dismiss these questions too quickly.
Those like Chris Dunn, who are studying the technology of ancient Egypt, are confident that we're looking at the traces of a lost technology. We don't know how this was done. Like so much else in ancient Egypt, like we don't know how the 70-ton blocks were raised to become the roof of the king's chamber either in the Great Pyramid. There's so much that we don't know and that's not explained and that is easily written off by abusively arrogant experts who say there's no mystery here.
If you enjoy content like this, please like and subscribe, and share your experience in the comments. Thank you for watching.